Welcome to Post Game Podcast. I'm your host, June. I want to remind everyone to subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube. If you haven't, uh, this is where you can catch the video version of this for my listeners out there. If you're just interested, for my watchers that's not listening, also you can go to any of the podcast aggregators and follow us on Post Game Podcast, FFSN in your search. Make sure you hit that notification bell so when we drop content like this, you will get an alert and you'll get whatever we drop. Download those episodes for us. And this man goes without saying. This is my featured player of the week, old school style. And I'll just get right to it, man. This guy, when you think of the bad boys of the Pistons, you know, a lot of times people would think of Isaiah Thomas, but this guy personified the bad boy image. This guy I'm talking about is none other than uh, former Detroit Piston center Bill Laimbeer. And when I tell you, I was a fan of his game, I was a fan of his game. He's about 6'11", 7 foot, couldn't run, couldn't jump. Probably one of the most unathletic people you'll see in basketball, but he had a heart of gold and he had a heart of a lion, and he hustled every play. He wasn't a shot blocker, but he was one heck of a rebounder. And he could shoot from the outside too. Bill Laimbeer is one of my favorite players back in the 80s and 90s. He was a pivotal figure for the Pistons during that time, and he was known for his physical style of play and significant contributions to the team's success. The Pistons won 2 championships while he was there, and you know, various playoff runs while he was there as well. Like I said, he's 6'11", about 245 pounds, and 1989 and 1990, he was the starting center on that team where they won championships back to back. Uh, he was selected to 4 NBA All-Star games: 1983, 84, 85, and 87. Those are not All-Star years where they won the championship. So he had been putting in work beforehand. Like I said, to make the All-Star in 83 and 84, 85 and 87, that was before any championships. Um, he's a rebounding leader. He led the NBA in rebounds during the 85 and 86 season, and he was just dominant on the boards. Um, he played at least 79 games in each of his first 13 seasons. 79 out of 82 games. You can't. That's Iron Man status there. He had a streak of 685 consecutive games. That's the fifth longest in NBA history. Uh, he had his jersey retired uh, in 1995. Now, mind you, that's, oh, wow, almost 30 years ago. Well, that's 30 years ago. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, 30 years ago. Retirement, jersey retired. So that tells you what the organization thought about him as a player, and basically you know, how important his contributions were. Speaking of that, he scored uh, during his career. He scored 13,790 points, averaging 12.9 points per game over his career. That doesn't sound like numbers that jump off the page, but he was not one of those scoring options after Isaiah got there. His job was to rebound, be tough on defense. Uh, Jordan rules. Don't let him score in the paint without paying. Man, that's what he did. He amassed over 10,400 rebounds, averaging 9.7 boards a game. Now that's impressive. Uh, and he's the all-time Piston leader in rebounds. You got to consider, Dennis Rodman came along and he had to share some of them rebounds for a while. Um, Also, Laimbeer recorded 2,184 assists and he averaged 2 assists per game. Uh, he's made over 200 3-point shots. And I'm gonna tell you, while I was watching him, if he was open from 3-point land, he made that shot. He made that shot. Like, I'm not saying he's 100%, but he was money. He was money. He had I guarantee. I don't have the percentage here, but it doesn't it doesn't do any justice to talk about his 3-point percentage. But if he was wide open and took that shot, that was a good shot for Bill. That was a high percentage shot for him. His combination of physical play, scoring ability, and rebounding prowess made him a very integral part of the Pistons' bad boy era, leaving a lasting legacy in NBA history. If you bring up the Detroit Bad Boys, you will not have anyone not think of Bill Laimbeer. He personified the Detroit Pistons as a bad boy, and he was a very integral part of the team's success. He's one of my favorite players back in the day. I know he's no Shaq, he's not a Tim Duncan, but this man had a heart of a lion, and he played every single second when he was on that court. Got beat up a few times, beat up a few people. Um, I don't want to say who he beat up, but he's known for being attacked and, taking a beating, you know what I'm saying? When they did put fist on him. Charles Barkley couldn't stand him. Charles Barkley couldn't stand him, and I think he got to him a couple of times. But there was a particular fight he won, and it kind of made that center look bad. And I don't want to bring his name up. But anyway, there you have it. My featured old school player of the week, Mr. Bill Laimbeer.